BlogTalk Radio.
Chrism, I'd like to welcome you to another conversation about your Kundalini awakening experience. Today is a beautiful day in California. I am sitting up of an Indian casino with Jill Rainier here, and she is a student, a private student, and we are traveling across the country. And she'll be a little bit about her experiences to travel with a Kundalini teacher, as Eileen, Mary, and Centaura also maybe share some notes with people. We'll also be talking about the life of a Kundalini awakening individual, and sometimes there's a lot of work that is done in the early part of the existence, from childhood to teenage years into the young adults, and what levels of validation occur, and what invalidation occur, and why. But first, I would like to welcome her, the queen of questionable, her Highness, the Rose of Ireland, Miss Tara. Woohoo!
It's getting longer every week. I'm just about to say hello. You add something new. Okay, well, hello, everybody. Hello, Julia. It's good to be here with you both and with everybody who's listening. I have the chat room in front of me, Chrism. Do you have that today?
I am chat room less, but I'd like to say hello to everyone in the chat room. Hello. Hello.
Oh. So, okay, well, just to let the folk in the chat room know, I can see you. And as usual, please do send a text and let us know how the sound is going. If you can hear Chrism okay, if you can hear me okay. And again, if you have any questions, be sure and type them in, and I will let Chrism know what they are. So to begin with, I'll do what I usually do, and that is give you the address of where you can go to if you would like to make a donation to the Kundalini Awakening Systems work that Chrism does. And that is www.ascension-kundalini.blogspot.com. And we've been having a conversation on the group about donations, and very often people ask where are they to send a donation to, and this is the best place at this time to send a donation to. The actual CAS one on Yahoo, that button is not working at the moment. So here is the place you can go to. There's a donation button on the upper right hand corner, and it's very easy to follow the instructions from there. Again, as we say every week, there is absolutely no obligation or even expectation for people to make a donation. We do this so that people who are in a position to make a donation and support the work that Chrism does can actually do so. So again, I'm going to give you that. It's www.ascension-kundalini.blogspot.com. So thank you very much, and hello to Julia, and I'm really looking forward to the show, and I have some questions that I have gathered. If at any stage you want to ask, I can ask those as well, Chrism.
Oh, you are so good, you, Centaura. You sound like you were born on air.
Well, thank you.
Excellent job. Thank you. Well, I would thank you and John O'Connor, entire O'Connor, including the genes of the O'Connor lineage, for putting the show for the people. And so, John, no joke. Thank you. So many others. Well, I would also like to, in addition to what has given in regards to donations. I'd like to know some others can get this information. You go to the YouTube network and you see Chrism Kundalini. Kundalini is spelled Kundalini. And if you just put that into the search engine, you'll have videos. Some video will come up, and then you can tune into all of the videos just by going to the Chrism.Kundalini channel. And there's a little over 3 videos there. And this thing I was discussing with Julia early this afternoon was the understanding none of videos, the 300 videos, not a single video is scripted. All of the videos are given through a stream of conscious, the conscious connection that I have with the awakened with me. And it's that level of surrender, love, devotion to give into the Kundalini that allows that to come through extemporaneously. So none of the videos are scripted. Probably seem on words sometimes, but not too often, I have to say. It wants to say, and it knows that we're making a video, and it knows that it's there to reach into the eyes and hearts of people who are seeing these videos and receiving information from these videos. So I do want you to understand that these are a stream of Kundalini talking to you in these videos, as is the case in the radio as well. Once, as I mentioned before in other broadcasts, there's a high level of energy that goes into the voice, certainly into the voice. There's certainly vibration that comes through my voice into your ears. If you want to take notes and Shaktipat, a person, it has happened too many times for me to say that all is just coincidence, and I know. And so I do love you who are listening live right now in the chat room. Hello, but also those who are listening in the future in archives. I'd like to say hello to you as well. And those of you who are listening to this and then going to sleep, this is a very, very appropriate way also of partaking of these conversations, because all of your consciousness are receiving the information, they're receiving the piece of the without your ego being present to block or to deny it in any of many ways that the ego. So, and I'm sure that some of the conversations are easy for those who are listening live to fall asleep during the broadcast, and so I would encourage that. So I'd like to Eileen Laurel. I see Eileen Laurel here. Mary Goliath is here, and I would like to actually be on just because she has stuff. I think it's to me. Hello, my dear.
Hello.
There you are.
Yeah, Chrism, I don't know how the sound is for anybody else, but you are in dots and dashes, just syllables, and it's difficult to follow. So I may not be able to answer much of your asking me anything other than the event coming up.
Please announce that event. I think I'm just talking too loud. So I'll keep the volume up. Is that better with me?
No, it's not better.
Not better.
Rosemary, go ahead perhaps and make the announcements, and Chrism can see if he can make some adjustments there while you're doing that.
Yes, because yours is okay, Amelia.
Of course.
Yes, there's a problem in the chat room as well. I've been communicating with them, and it's as you describe, as though he was putting his hand over and back on his mouth, just getting words here and there. I thought initially it was just me. So maybe make the announcements, Rosemary, about where it is and and all of that, and Chrism can see if he can adjust.
Yes, very, very well. Thank you. And for all our listeners, no matter where you are welcome to come visit us, the Kundalini community in Minnesota. There is a Chrism's Kundalini Awakening Seminar here February 21st and 22nd, at Dakota Ridge Hotel here in Eagan. Very easy to get to, and it's across the highway from the airport. Again, the days are February 21st and 22nd, and we're looking forward to an amazing time again with our teacher. He will be here as well before that, and will be giving talks around the cities, which he did also in December for a week. It was also a great contribution, and I think that there is a relationship building here between the people of the Twin Cities and our teacher.
That's wonderful. Could you give your phone number and email address?
Thank you. I was thinking what else I want to say is my phone number 651-452-3161, and my email is 651. I guess my email is rosemaryg@usinternet.com, and I welcome any questions, any communication about this event coming up. Thank you. Thank you, Amelia.
Thank you, Rosemary.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah. Much better.
Oh my.
It seems
is the chat room authenticating the betterness?
Well, no, you've just said, is this better? That's a bit quick for them to... You'd need to be speaking a little bit longer. Yeah.
Over. Is this better?
It seems to be. Good.
Okay, well, I'm going to go back from what I was saying. Today, I am blessed with the presence of Julia Rain, and this is her first time in the presence of her Kundalini teacher, and right now, without any further ado, I'm going to bring Julia Rainier on the air. Hello, Julia.
Hi, everybody.
Are you able to hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. It's still not good, Chrism, just to let you know.
Let me take it out of the case. How is it now?
Oh, now, that sounds much better. Again, there was no breaking. Say a little bit more.
A little bit more. Let me
No, it's doing it again.
Okay, well, you stay on the refresh. That will help. Okay?
I didn't catch that. I just heard will help.
Getting like signal actually possibly net. Can you hear me now?
I heard. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
So listen clearly.
That last sentence broke up.
This is coming through clearly.
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
Is the mic very near to you? Could you move the mic away? As in, put the iPad up on the dashboard and sit back.
Is that? Testing.
Okay, say some.
We're testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's
5.
much better. That is much better. Now there's no staccato breaking up there. Maybe that'll work if you try again. Say something else.
Sure. So I just introduced Julia Rainier, and she actually said hello. And invited to say hello everyone again.
Hello, everybody.
And so that actually wasn't Julia. That was me crossing my legs and speaking, girl.
Well, I have to say it's better, but Julia, I didn't hear her. So I think being back from the iPad certainly helps.
Well, about as far back as I can get in this little Yaris.
Okay, that's good enough.
Okay, so people in the chat room, are they able to hear? They responded?
They're doing things like ha ha ha, which isn't very helpful, Vashti. So I would suggest to go ahead now and let's see if from that space back from the iPad it begins to work. Will we try it? It's a bit better, Julia says. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Let's do that. I'm going into the blue.
Okay, dear. Let me know, though, if the sound starts to take a dive again, okay?
Yes, I will, of course.
Okay, everybody. So what I said at the beginning of the show is that today, since I have Julia with me, the first time traveling in a car with her Kunalini teacher, I really want to take, or what happens to many people who are destined to Kundalini awakening, how their roots occur with regards to their level of validation, their level of self-confidence, and what the many in their lives develop within the person. For instance, yourself. I was mentioning to Jill during my childhood and my teen years, I had exceptional talents in almost everything, almost to a level, but I had parents and I had siblings that were constantly pushing me, constantly away from having confidence in myself or have a level of validation in who I was, how I was, and whether or not I had any kind of a real contribution to make into society as I was advancing through my years into my early 20s. Constantly, outside teachers were pushing. Oh my gosh, in school stuff, I just didn't feel any interest in basically memorizing like and then writing those memorized answers down on a piece of paper in order to get a gold star or an A+ or anything like that. I based it through school just as a level of tolerating what schools had to offer, and really taking my own interest to a greater level of than the ones foisted on me. And this continued on through college and throughout the teens and the 20s, I was severely depressed and had a very, very low self-esteem, had a very low self-validation, simply because I was pushed so much as a child and as a teenager that I grew to understand that to be the normal state for me. And from a Kundalini perspective, I can really see clearly what was being done. But before I get into that, I'm just going to do another little set.
It's not great, Chrism. I've been trying to decide whether to tell you or not. I'm getting no more feedback. People are saying it's like a bad cell phone connection. It's still choppy. There was an improvement, but it seems to have deteriorated again. It's really not good because I'm catching what you're saying, and it's so interesting, but I'm not getting it all. The only thing is sometimes, for whatever reason, have we discovered... Oh, look, it's telling me it's ending the episode. Continue. Okay, so Chrism has vanished. He's gone. So it's very possible that he is going to try a new connection, maybe move the car or do something like that. So I'm going to talk for a little bit and hopefully he will come back soon. So he's been speaking about, from what I could hear, Kundalini from childhood to teenager, right into adulthood, and validation for that. And well, maybe I could say a little bit about mine. I mean, when I look back now, I can see that Kundalini and the divine was with me in many ways, even as a child. I mean, I certainly did not have exceptional talents as a child. You know, I wasn't diligent. I wasn't, you know, very brainy in the sense that I wasn't very good academically. But I absolutely loved nature in a way that was quite different from my siblings. I was extremely curious. I was very honest. And I got into a lot of trouble from, you know, asking questions that were not, what would you say, good questions to ask. So I was often told, you know, not to be asking the type of questions. I was very, very curious. I was very curious about God. I actually was born into a family that was quite religious, Roman Catholic, quite, you know, devoted to the faith of that church. So we went to church a lot. But as a child, I had a very, I suppose, a personal relationship with God. You know, I had a lot of, I thought it was normal. It didn't occur to me for a while that not everybody was like this. I used to experience what I now know are some Kundalini things. I used to experience bliss. I used to have visions. At one stage when I was very, very young, I actually wanted to die. You know, I wanted to be with this beautiful, divine God that I was so connected to. But I knew that my parents would be devastated if I died. And somewhere along the line, I can't remember the exact age, but I was well under 10, maybe 7, 8, that kind of age. It was as if I was given a choice. Now, I know I wasn't, but I know something happened to me when I was under 10 or thereabouts. And I also began to come into an awareness of the dogma that was involved in the upbringing that I was getting. That there was rules and regulations and stuff like that. And this then, I think, really, you know, began to intrude what I thought or had been feeling God was. And it began to upset me. And so, I mean, this was not something that was, you know, I was making a cognitive intellectual choice about, but it is something when I look back I can see. And I began to disconnect from what was this relationship that I had. And what was happening as well is I was having a lot of dreams, things like that, that were just not acceptable. Things that happened to me were typically dismissed. And I began to feel I had felt quite different for a lot of my life. And I think what began to happen was I began to want to become the same as other people, and Chrism is back. Hello, Chrism.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Okay, so far so good.
So you were saying you wanted to be normal? Is that what it is?
I was explaining about...
So yeah, can you hear me all right this time?
Yes, this seems to be much better.
And
I'm
can
just
I get
saying there that... Yes,
amen.
they will write in a few moments. Amen from me. Is it an amen from the chat room? Perhaps continue on for a little bit.
All right. Well, I understand that you would want to be normal, Amelia, but I'm just not sure that's in the queue, my dear.
Yes. I was speaking about my experiences as a child and then how I began to reject them as I became a teenager. But I'm now stopping that. Vashti says it's much better. Julie was saying how that, believe it or not, when she was a teenager, she seriously considered becoming a nun. And stuff like that. So please continue, because what you were saying, Chrism, was very interesting, and it's going to be really good to catch it all. So I'll go into the blue, and if it gets bad again, I will come back into the red, okay?
I really want you to come back in the red instead of just sitting there going, should I come back into the red or not? You know, it's interesting, and they're wasting everybody's time. I would apologize for this, even though I don't really have any control over the way that Skype and BlogTalk interact. This is the Skype Talk network, and then that passes on to the studio, and so there's this interlink between Talk and Skype, which is how we've done every show, literally. Hopefully, I'm trying not to speak too loud, and trying not to short out the iPad. So, as I said before, Julia Rainier is with us, and Julia, once again, if you'd go.
Hi, everybody.
That was Julia. That was not me talking like a girl. There's actually Julia here, and Julia this is her first time, her Kundalini teacher, traveling cross country, and we're going to be going to Yosemite, and we'll be going west coast of California. Santa Barbara. We'll be visiting Josephine Smith there, and then we'll be going further on down to a couple of Yogananda and on over to Sedona, the Grand Canyon. Anyway, and so hopefully the sound is okay. Can I get a validation before I go into this stream of consciousness?
Validation given.
All right. Often when we're children and teenagers in our early 20s and actually throughout our 30s, Kundalini people will be constantly going through refinement. The love of refinement will come from outside teachers that will push the person down, pushing their ego down, pushing the qualities of self-confidence they may have, pushing until one, exits their teen years and into their 20 years with a level of invalidation in who they are and what their strengths are and how they are and what they desire to. As I was growing up, I had talents. I had really, really strong talents. I made certain things at a very, very difficult time at very easy to do. And at the same time, I had stepfathers and I had teachers and I had siblings and I had friends that would always push me down into not taking myself too seriously or not becoming an egotistical jerk or anything like that. And this continued all the way up. You could tell that Chris had a lot of work to be done on this area. My 20s and pretty much every boss I had was a little difficult to work with or to work for. I had very friends in my life that I called friends, and my relationships were very, very difficult because there was always a level of depression running through all my personal relationships based upon a low level of self-validation. And so throughout my 20s and 30s, I was quite serious what can be depressed. Is this true here? Amelia, are you hearing this?
Yes, Chrism, I'm hearing it. It's not perfect.
Well, boy, this is an important topic.
I know it is, and it's not perfect. Can I ask, Vashti, you had said it was 90% earlier. I think, can you give me, or anybody, MJ, can you let us know what it's like? I mean, should we finish this and do it another time? Because I think it would be terrible, Chrism, to have, to go into this and then find that it's just not listenable to,
I agree. So for you fine
Okay,
folks.
Julie says, for me, it's been going back downhill. Vashti said it's degrading down to about 75%. It's a real strain, Chrism, to hear, you know.
Well, yeah, I would like you to terminate this show. Let people know because they can hear you. Okay. Terminate the show, and we will take this up next time. Next subject. It's important.
Okay.
Subject.
I will do that.
Let it be degraded.
Oh, yes. Now, is that Eileen who wants to speak there, or will we just?
Yeah, let her speak.
Okay. Hi, Eileen.
Hi. Hi, Amelia and Chrism and Julia. I just wanted to say I love the show too, but I can't hear but every other word. And, I so want to hear because I am relating probably for one of the first times in a long time with everything Chrism has said to date. And all of a sudden it just feels like, oh, my gosh. So that's what was going on all this time. And Julia, I wanted to be a nun too. So anyway, I wanted to share that.
So did I. Maybe we need to do a survey, guys. Who
I
wanted
also
to be a nun? I was terrified I was being called to be a nun. Sorry, Rosemary.
Rosemary, did you want to know? Rosemary?
Yes, I heard that, but your question is gone. Say your question again.
I said, did you ever want to be a nun?
I didn't want to be a nun when I went in. I just knew that there was something there for me to try, and then I got, probably 6 months in, that it was for real, that God was really serious about this, and that I wasn't going to go home.
Yeah. Well, that's really.
To be a nun, God is not time. So I just had to look at another option.
Well, Vashti wanted to be either a priest or a preacher. So I think we need to do a survey on this and find out. I was so terrified, Rosemary, that I had a calling because I just couldn't, I had a calling, of course, but I thought it was to be a nun. And so, I was very nervous in case that was it.
They didn't want to give up the cigarettes.
That's it, or the drink, don't forget that. Or the sex either.
Okay, well, as fun as this is, I want to apologize to everybody. This is just not working out. It's worked out almost every other time. I'm getting the clearest signal I've ever had with my little internet box. I don't know what is occurring, but it is occurring. And this is what BlogTalk is saying. Is we're experiencing issues displaying your stats. We're still recording all stats, and we'll update your page as soon as possible. This could be a BlogTalk issue.
Well, I don't know. It is. I mean, it happens, doesn't it? So, mind you, that last amount of talking you did there was pretty perfect.
Really?
Yeah. And MJ is saying it's good again now.
Should we risk it then? Should we just go ahead?
Okay. If it goes off, though, we will definitely stop. Will people, though, Chris, in one moment, will people? We don't have an editing facility in our episodes, and will people not just have gone, for God's sake, and logged out before they get this far?
We do have an editing facility. We can edit it out. We can edit it out.
I've tried to do that before. Okay. Well, we couldn't let a half an hour of this sort of thing on, really, so we would need to be able to edit it. And if you say there is, okay.
If it's not good, we'll just next week. Part 2.
Part 2. Do you want to try it then?
I'll continue. please don't hesitate to step in, okay?
Okay.
All right. So it's very important that you look at your childhood and your teenage years as a way of beginning to understand the Kundalini ramification of what you were being prepared for. It was so necessary for ego to step on at early age. It's such an age where.
No, Chrism, I'm sorry. It's not okay. I think it's time to let it go.
All right, my dear. Love to everyone that you understand. You,
okay.
Eileen, and Rosemary, and Amelia, and that would be me, and Jim, and Fast G, and MJ, and Julie, and whoever
and
else
Elizabeth is here. Elizabeth is here in the chat room with us as well.
Fast G. Yeah,
yes.
Really, everybody, thank you for showing up. Gosh, this is so irritating.
I know. And Julia, we look forward to hearing you next week. So
Amelia,
I'll disconnect now then.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye-bye. Ending the episode, guys. So catch you all next week. Bye for now.
Bye.
Wow, it's so bad.